All right, today is 7-2, the percent proportion. Go ahead and hit pause and copy down this information into your notes. All right, now that you're back, again, the percent proportion is one ratio or fraction compares parts of a quantity to the whole quantity, also called the base. The other ratio is the equivalent percent written as a fraction with a denominator of 100. This is what all of that is telling you. 4/5 equals 80/100. This is your part. This is your whole, as this is as well. This is your part of your whole to get the 80%. Okay, 80 over 100. Any time you have a number over 100, that is your percent, as we have stated many times through the course of this year. What you are going to use is this formula. Part over base equals percent over 100. You're going to use this formula for every problem today. Finding the part, find the base. The percent is not written as a percent. It is the actual number. That's the only thing you have to be very careful with today. If it's written as 80%, you simply write 80 here, not 0.80. So keep that in mind, and you're doing that, and it allows you to do that because it is over 100, which is equivalent to whatever the actual percent is. What I want you to do here, again, is hit pause and copy this down, and then when you're ready, hit play. All right, now that you're back, this is finding the percent is what we're looking for. So here's the question that they're going to ask. What percent of $15 is $9? We don't know the percent. This will be X. 15 is the whole, which is the base, and 9 is the part. Usually the base is always going to be the larger number, and the part will be the smaller number, and it's going to be pretty specific as to what the percent is if that's what you're trying to find. That is your variable X using our formula that was given, part over whole, which is the base, and then percent over 100. Now solve it algebraically. So you simply cross multiply, going from 9 to the 100. So 9 times 100, and then 15 times x, which is going to give you 15x, or you would simply write it as 900 equals 15x. We are trying to make the variable by itself, which we would divide by 15, because 15 divided by 15 is 1, and 1 times x is x, as we've said many times this year as well. And you divide 15 to both sides to balance the equation. 900 divided by 15 gives us 60 equals x. So the answer to that is 60%, because it is finding the value of x, which that x, because it is representing a percent, is the percentage. Now we're finding the part. What number is 40% of 120? This is where it can be a little more complicated, trying to determine whether 120 is my base or if it is my part. So let P represent the part. That's what we are trying to find. It's not going to specifically say find the part. This is the question they are asking. What number is 40% of 100? Okay, we're trying to find what smaller number is 40%, that equivalence of 120. That's why we know 120 is our larger number. So we set it up in our formula. Part, we don't know. The whole or the base is 120 equals 40%. So we write 40 over 100. Solve algebraically, cross multiplying to where we get 100 times P equals 120 times 40, which is 4,800. And then 100p equals 4,800, dividing them both by 100 because of the number with the variable, giving you 48. Next question is finding the whole number, finding the base, which 18 is 25% of what number? That's the question they're asking you. 18 is 25% of what number? This is my part. That's what's given to you. Okay? It is 25%. Is meaning equals 25% of what number? Well, it's got to be a bigger number than my 18 because 18 is only 25% of that number. Okay? That's how we know that we are trying to find the whole number, the base. So we're going to then simply take 18 as my part, W is my base, equals, we have the percent, write that as 25 over 100. So then we cross multiply, again, 25W equals 1800 when we multiplied 18 times 100. Divide by the number that's with the variable to both sides, and you get the base equaling, or W equaling 72. Now we're going to try some on our own. Go ahead and solve this, finding out what percent of 60 is 15. Go ahead and hit pause, and when you're finished, hit play. All right, now what you're going to do is again use your formula. Always use this and have it in front of you. Write it down so you can see it and plug these in. It says what percent? Well, the question is what percent? We don't know. So that's going to be my x over 100 equals. Now we're trying to determine what's the base, what is the part. As I said earlier, the base is going to be your larger number, 60, and your part is going to be 15. So now we can cross multiply, and we get 60x equals 15 times 100, which is 1500. Divide both sides by 60. And x then will equal whatever 1500 divided by 60 is. So we get 2 for this, which is 120. Subtract, we get 30 plus the 0 down below, and it goes into it 5 times, which gives me 300. Subtract, nothing left over. So my answer is 25, and since it is asking what the percent is, we need to make certain that we write that as 25%. That is my answer. Please check yours. If you have questions and you didn't get it correct, make a note so that you can ask me tomorrow for further details on this problem. Now, the next one, what number is 15% of 75? Well, again, part over base equals percent over 100. What number is 15% of 75? We are trying to find out what part, okay? What number is 15%? We need to know what 15% of that number is. That's the part. So we are trying to find P over the base, which is 75, equals 15 over 100. And again, you were writing it as 15, not 0.15, because it's over 100. We can leave it. So then we get 100p equals 75 times 15. Most of you are doing this in your calculator, which is 25. That's 35 plus 2 is 37. 0, 5, 7. And we get 1125. Okay? Now you're going to divide both sides by 100. And when you do that, P equals divide by 100, so it's going to end up being 11.25. That is the number, the part. Okay, as you can see, it doesn't always have to be a whole number. It is a decimal in this case. And our last problem for today, 75 is 20% of what number? And again, it's saying that 75 is always means equal. 75 is 20% of that number. So this is my part. We know the part. That's 75. Okay, over base, we don't know, equals 20% over 100. Now we can cross multiply, and we get 20 times b equals 75 times 100, which is 7,500. Divide both sides by 20, and b equals 375. If you have questions, again, please look through your notes and make a point to ask those particular questions in class tomorrow. Hope this was enjoyable, something a little different for you, and we look forward to discussing this tomorrow. Have a great night.